This document is a form, and you can see that all of these fields have either the word pies or cakes in them. This is a common problem with electronic forms. Old data kind of gets left in place, and if you don't remember to clear it out, then you might end up submitting the wrong data. Acrobat has a fix for this, and it's called a reset button. And really what I want to do is show you how I work with buttons in Acrobat to make the work more streamlined and therefore more efficient. So I'm going to zoom out because I want to produce a reset button for this document. Now I could click the button tool, click and drag to produce a button, begin to edit the button, so give it a name, set its appearance. I think I want to use red. I think my border color needs to be orange. The problem with doing this is that every time I do it, I have to remember all of the settings that I like for a given button. Instead, what I tend to do is build my buttons once and then reuse them. Let me show you what I mean. First, I'll close this, and I'm going to delete this reset button by selecting it and hitting the delete key. In the Lesson 2 folder of the Part 2 set of the project files, you'll notice that I provided a file called Button Library. This is a strategy that I use frequently with form elements that I want to reuse. Here I have a set of buttons that I commonly use, including a reset button that I've already built. So I'll select Tools, Advanced Editing, select Object Tool, and click on it. What I want to do is copy this and move it into the document that I'm working with, but let me open it up and show you what the button does so that when we move it into the document, you'll know that it's set up to work correctly. So I'll double click on it to open its properties. Its border color is set, its fill color is set, any options are set. Its action isn't set, but I want to set that when I get into the document anyway, so that's okay. The button itself is ready to go. I'm going to click Close, right-click on the button, choose Edit, Copy, and I'll return to the original document. From the window menu, I'll choose shippingmemo2.pdf, and now I'll choose Edit, Paste to drop the button onto the document. It kind of put it in the middle of the document, so I'll just move it up here to the top, and I want it in about that location there. To finish this off, I'm going to double-click it, select its action, and choose as its action, Reset a Form. I'll click Add. This is Acrobat asking me which of the form fields do I want to reset. And in this case, I want them all. Now I can deselect all of them and then choose from among just a few of them, or I can simply select all of them if I want to reset the entire form. And that's what I want to do, so I'll click OK. A button library is a very, very useful tool when creating buttons because once you make a change like this to a button and you want to keep that, there's no reason not to add this button back to your button library. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this. I'm going to grab this button, right-click on it, choose Edit, Copy, and then I can return to the button library. And in this case, what I want to do is replace the button that I had here with the new version of the button. You'll notice that when I opened this button in the first place, it didn't have its action set, and frankly, a reset button is a reset button is a reset button, so there's no reason not to have that action set. I'll select this button, hit the delete key, choose Edit, Paste, and in this case, I'll just kind of put it up here at the top. When I open it, you'll see that in the actions, the reset form action is still in place. And what's nice about the reset form action, watch when I open this. I'll click it, I'll select Edit. Notice that it is resetting only the forms that are in this document, and the only one that can be reset happens to be this element down here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to use it in this document. What this means is that the button itself and the action contained in it will match the document that it's being placed into, and this is why button libraries are so useful. So I'll select OK and click Close. No matter what document I put this reset button into, when I click it within that document, it will reset all of the form fields in whatever document I place it into. And that's why button libraries are so useful, because now I don't have to remember to create a new button or even how I created it. All I need to do is go grab an existing button, throw it into my document, and if I need to make quick changes to it, I can. I actually have several different button libraries. Some are general, and some are very client-specific, which allows me to create libraries of buttons that I can use with specific projects or with general projects that I'm starting from scratch. To continue with this process, I'm going to grab this Print Form button, and I'll right-click on it, choose Edit and Copy. From the window menu, I'll return to the shipping memo document, and I'll paste it in there. So there it is, and I'll move it up to the top, and we'll put it over here for some balance. This is a button that is pre-configured somewhat, but I need to finish it off. So I'm going to open it, and it does a couple of different things rather than just print the form. It does execute a menu item, but when I was creating this button in the first place, I accidentally left it set to File Close. To fix that is a very easy process. I'll click Execute a Menu Item, select Edit, and then just reset that particular action the way that I need it. We'll click OK. The next thing is that this button runs a JavaScript. Now, let's demonstrate this button in action to show you what happens, and then you'll see why I need to continue editing it. I'll click Close, jump into Preview mode, and I'll click Print. Acrobat starts me with a print dialog box, but I'll hit Cancel because I don't actually want to print it. The rest of the actions in the button will trigger, and here we have a JavaScript window that says Enter Text. That's the JavaScript that I have built into the button, and right now it simply says Enter Text, and also it's in the wrong order, so I'll click OK. And I'm going to select my Select Object tool so that I don't have to keep choosing the specific form tool that I'm looking for because I might want to edit other form elements. In this case, I'm going to return to the button, double-click on it. First off, let's deal with the order issue. This needs to run before the Execute Menu Item action, so I'll select it and simply click Up. This changes the order of the actions that run when the button is clicked, and so that's set. The second thing that I want to do is select the Run a JavaScript and click Edit. Acrobat has a lot of pre-built actions that you can take advantage of. However, Acrobat has a lot of secret power that you can also take advantage of through JavaScript. Now, I'm not a JavaScript editor, so I've had one help me by writing this little script here that allows me to send up what's called an application alert. And the person who wrote this for me just used the words Enter Text and told me that all I need to do is replace those. So I want to replace those with some text that's relevant to this particular form. Please load shipping memo paper. Remember that this form is designed to be printed on pre-printed masters, so what I'm trying to do is tell the end user when they click the print button that they need to load the shipping memo paper before they click OK to print the document. Acrobat has a JavaScript model built into it that allows you to control many things about a PDF file. This is just an example of one of them. Because I'm not a JavaScript programmer, I had a JavaScript programmer help me with this, but because I can edit the button, I added this JavaScript in. All I need to do is come in and edit one quick thing about it, and I'm good to go. If you want to add a JavaScript to a document, all you need to do is select as the action, run a JavaScript, click Add, and it opens up the editor for you. And this is what I did. I had the person who wrote the JavaScript provide it to me as a text file. I literally copied and pasted the JavaScript into this window, and that's how I got to this action here that we just edited. Again, I'll click OK, we'll click Close, and let's test it. I'll click on the Preview Mode button, click on Print, and now it tells me to please load shipping memo paper, and I really can't do anything else until I click OK. That's a great way to warn the user, hey, don't do something wrong here, think about what you're about to do, then click OK. Then the print dialog box appears, and I can go ahead and choose to print the document. By creating buttons, adding actions, reordering actions, and then saving those buttons, I can create a very effective library of tools that I can use to create a very guided user experience. I don't want to leave it up to the user to figure out how to use this form. I want to guide them through the process, and that's why I'm spending time adding these buttons to this document.